Alrighty, now that we're stopped, everybody can switch sides. So if there's somebody across from you, please be sure to switch sides. Don't wait until a week later and then send me a bad review. That has happened, and I can't do anything about it then.
3-step on Monroe, 04.
And if somebody doesn't switch sides, just know it's about a $70 Uber from here to the parking lot. So please switch sides. Everybody wants to see all the scenery.
Okay, dropping Monroe Street, bump it over 10.
There. Alright, the reason that we are stopped here today, the engines are going to uncouple just like they did right now. They're going to go south a little bit, come on to a sidetrack, and hook around to the back of the train and push us into Copperhill. The reason we're doing that now instead of at the end when we leave is it makes a smoother transition out of Copperhill. So if you see an open staircase, please do not get off it. This is not your stop.
Clear. One more to clear.
While we're in here, I will say that everything in this yard is on my TVRM, with two exceptions. Those bright silver stainless steel coaches came off a private individual from the Blue Ridge Scenic Railroad. They just needed a place to store them. That is why they're here in the Copper Yard. But everything else, these open and closed hopper cars, that tanker car here, and that flat car, are all owned by TVRM. Even that green and orange engine in the distance. That engine is the TVRM 2005. It was built in 1970 for the Penn Central Railroad. Now, EMD, knowing that the Penn Central was not in the best financial place at the time, decided to lease it instead of having the Penn Central buy it. Because they knew if they would have bought it, they would basically be getting an engine for practically free. Well, EMD was right, and Penn Central still is one of the biggest bankruptcies in American history. Just like Rome, it fell. After it, with its time with the Penn Central was up, it went to Conrail. Then after its lease was terminated with Conrail, went back to EMD for a time before they were picked up by in Burlington Northern. They stayed with Burlington Northern for such a long time that they eventually saw the merge between Burlington Northern and the Santa Fe, being BNSF. They spent a lot of time on BNSF, and then they were purchased by the railroad leaser GATX, where GATX leased them out to us, and we've been running for about 12 to 15 years now. And about 2 years ago, GATX approached us saying, these are the last two unrebuilt GP38s we have. If you slide us a little bit of cash, you can keep them. And that's what we did. We slid them a little bit of cash 2 years ago, and now we officially own the 2005 and its identical sister, the blue engine that's been pulling us today, the 2004. Not only are their road numbers the same, the numbers that are on their cabs, but their internal numbers are also the same, meaning they have been together since their birth in the factory. They have never been split apart, and we're going to try and keep it that way. A little bit of history here in Copperhill. Just as the name suggests, they did mine copper here. I don't know if they mined it in a hill or a mine. Who's to tell? But Copperhill was very barren for a very long time. There wasn't any growth in it. There was no vegetation. That's because when refining it, they chopped down trees to make way for open pyres, where they would smelt it, get sulfuric, or they would bring in acid and carbon dioxide that would mix with the air and the moisture and then create acid rain, practically killing off all the vegetation that would have been grown here. So for a very long time, Copperhill was barren. And in fact, when the first astronauts went to space, they saw a red dot in the west coast. That was the Grand Canyon and all the deserts out there. Then the astronauts looked on the east coast and saw a much smaller red dot. That was Copperhill, Tennessee. Eventually, though, Copperhill got its act together. They built the acid plant in the 70s that was used to capture that sulfuric carbon dioxide and turn it into sulfuric acid, which then they could sell that. So it was a win-win for them, eliminating the acid rain and being able to sell the sulfuric acid. So they literally turned their trash into a treasure. Now the two engines are on the right behind us on that track. So they're about to couple us to us, and I bet you're wondering, how do they measure distance? Well, we measure it by coaches. Yes, coaches, like the ones we're in right now. Most standard coaches are around 80 to 85 feet. That is no different with these coaches we are on today. So just think that a coach is about 80 feet. And I bet you're wondering, what happens when we run out of coaches? They count by half a coach, and then finally move to feet. Seems right now we are about 2 coaches out from coupling.
One more now, 091.
One more coach.
Half a coach.
Half a coach. And now I will count down by feet
About
to when
20
we
feet.
get to the knuckle.
15 feet.
15 feet.
10, 5, no.
I can successfully say we are coupled up to the train now. Now, coupling up is a 2-part process. We hit the pin, and now we're going to do something called the stretch. That just makes sure that the engine is attached to the knuckle. We are attached to the knuckle, so now we are going to do the A&R brake test.
3-step per day, 09, please.
Once we get our air brakes connected, A stands for apply, to turn on the brakes, and B is release, or R is release. So we will apply and release the brakes to make sure we have good brakes on the train.
You can drop Dave's 3-step.
If you start to hear what sounds like creaking in your car, know the train is not moving. That is air filling up the air valves that are going to power the brakes. You have 2 different brakes on the train today. A chain hand brake, which is used to park the car, and then the air brakes, which is used to actually stop the car once it is in motion. You're now pumping up the air compressor on the 2 engines, making air and about to do our A&R test.
When you get pumped up, apply your brakes. Brakes are applied on the rear, 09. Release. Brakes released on the rear, 09. Good brakes on train 500.
All right, we stayed up very long and studied very hard, but I've now just got the confirmation we have passed the brake test. That means we have good brakes on the train today. So now that we're done with that, the remaining engineers on the ground, or the trainmen rather, will get on the train and then we will start our move to Copperhill.
I'm on board in the clear.
Here momentarily.
Handbrake released. Clear to shove south. 6 coaches.
How the water's being up here.
All traffic has stopped. One coach for flagman. 20 feet. 10 feet. Flagman on board. Still clear for 12. Flagman on board, clear for 12. Five, coach, 5. 5, coach. Yeah. 4, coaches, 4. 4. Three more, 3. 3.
Yeah, it's up there around the little wide street.
2, coaches, 2. 2.
They started building a mile away from the shop. Oh, yeah.
One more. Half a coach. 30 feet. 20 feet. 15. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, that'll do. Alright, let's tie some handbrakes. With them. I'm going to pull up a little closer. Yeah, pull up and give them a good scare. Lay down on the horn.
Elliot, stay here and guard the door.
Of course.
All right, I'm not bailing.
Understood.
Yeah. I know he said he wasn't gonna blow the horn.
They were parked out of the car? Really?
Smart, Stoic. I'm on board. Okay, heading south. I mean north. Yeah, I hope you're going north. Looks about 2.5 or so to pick up the flagman. Yeah, I see him.